I quit trying to make money from music, and last month I made $11,223. Not from beat sales, not from chasing placements, not even from streaming. And quitting music financially was the reason I fell back in love with making music. So if you're a producer, this video may change the way you think about your career. For years, I did what every producer thinks they're supposed to be doing. Make music, pay the bills. So I was selling beats, chasing placements, going to every studio session possible. And at first, it's fun and exciting, don't get me wrong. But as time goes on, when your bills start stacking up, rent is due, something changes. You stop asking yourself, what do I want to create? And you start asking yourself, will this beat sell? Will this sample get placed? And that's when it stops becoming fun and art and starts becoming survival. And the scary part is that you're not failing because you're lazy. You're failing because your creativity is under financial pressure. And pressure kills curiosity. And so I started hating the thing that I once used to love. Ideas felt forced. Every idea had to work and had to go somewhere. And in the end, music wasn't creative or fun anymore. It just felt like work. There was a night that I remember very vividly. I came home from working one of my shifts. I was exhausted. I opened up my laptop and I just sat there, just looking at a blank screen. Not because ideas didn't come to me, but because I knew that if this idea didn't go anywhere, if it didn't work out, then there was no point. And that's when I realized something. If music has to save me financially, eventually I'm going to hate it. And if I hate something, then I'm just going to lose it. So what's the point? And you see it happen all the time with people where they don't pursue their dreams, they don't pursue their passions because they know that maybe they might not like it. Maybe they might start hating it and resenting it. And so they want to keep it as a hobby, keep that spark, that passion, that creativity alive. And it was in that moment that I had to choose between keep forcing music to fund my life, which obviously it wasn't working, or separate creativity from survival. And I've always been the entrepreneurial type. I knew working two jobs was never for me. So that's when I started doing research into how to make money online. And so that's where I came across dropshipping. I had my own product, I had my own store, but it required like upfront capital to invest into ads, which I didn't have the funds available to do. So I stopped that. And then that's when I came across people like Iman Gadzhi, who was preaching about starting your own agency. So I did that. For about a month or two, I was cold calling whenever I could. But the thing about that was I wasn't confident in the results that I could get for my clients. So I started looking, I was back on the drawing board. That's where I came across sales, which is pretty much like having your own company, but without having to do the fulfillment, and you get paid a commission on whatever you make. And I thought this was genius, this was perfect, because sales at the end of the day is the most transferable skill. And now I know what you may be thinking, oh, Louis, I'm a producer, I'm a creative guy, I don't want to be on the phones all day. I don't want to be like the Wolf of Wall Street, I don't want to be a sleazy salesperson. And I was thinking the same thing, but for me, that wasn't my biggest fear. My biggest fear was if I go into sales, I'm giving up on music. But then I reframed it. Sales isn't my identity, music is. Sales is just a vehicle to fund my lifestyle. And one of my mentors early in my sales career told me that use sales as a vehicle to make as much money in the shortest time possible. And that really resonated with me. It's just a means to an end, which is completely fine. So that's what I did. I separated them. Sales became my job to fund my music, and music became a hobby, a passion, full of creativity, excitement, and joy. And here's what nobody tells producers, is that you're always selling something. Whether you're reaching out to these artists, these other producers, whether you're selling sample packs or drum kits, that's sales. Or whether you're on a date with a girl or a guy, for example, or on a job interview, you're selling yourself. So at the end of the day, sales is the most transferable skill and one of the most important skills that you can learn right now. And so last month, I made $11,223 from sales, which meant for me, I now have the freedom to buy whatever VST I want, buy whatever drum kit, sound kit, anything new that's coming out. And I can travel whenever I want. I'm going to Australia for 2 weeks. And the only reason I was able to do that and afford that is because of the money that I made from sales the past 2 months. And yeah, the money is cool, don't get me wrong. The real thing is now when I open up FL, I don't need to worry about is this beat going to go somewhere? It has to work. Is this sample going to get placed? I'm able to create with freedom, with complete freedom. And that's when music became fun again. I started experimenting. I started buying different things. And in turn, my music got better. And the result of my music getting better is I started landing more placements. So imagine this for a second. You wake up in another country. You're able to work from behind your laptop, make a couple calls for a couple hours. And then once you're done that, you've got the rest of the day free to do whatever you want. You're able to go to the studio, create content, network, make music. You have the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, really. And at the end of the day, this isn't about sales. This is about leverage. If you're forcing music to fund your lifestyle way too early on, you're just putting pressure on something that needs time to build and breathe. So you want to fund the dream first, and then let your music build on the side. Because music is a long game at the end of the day. And if you want to see how producers just like you are landing their first high-ticket sales role without any experience, are able to quit their 9-to-5 and fund their music, then watch the video down below. It's no BS, it's not quit your job tomorrow, it's not some motivational fluff or get-rich-quick scheme. It's just another video, it's just another option that you may have not ever considered. And even if you don't decide to click on the video, stop forcing music to become your provider too early in your career. Because quitting music financially was one of the best decisions I made for my music career.